Welcome to another progress report for the Foundation. I didn't get quite as much done as I wanted this week, but there's still a lot of good things to report. First of all, with some feedback, I actually brought up a prompt. You can see it up in the top middle that tells you that when you start the game you need to, select this location for your first base. So the people that got confused about what to do, it's a little more explanatory now. There was a variety of small visual tweaks. For example, if you look in the background, you can see that the moon actually is illuminated now. It didn't have illumination before. A variety of small bug fixes. For one thing, if we click on these bases now, and I should zoom in here, you can see that they actually have names now. They don't all say Site 19. And the other part of that is I added in so that every GUI now has a short name so they can fit in some of these small places. So if I construct a new base, say I did Site 77, you can see that this one's Site 77, this one's Site 19, and if I go into Site 77, they now have the names of the facilities up there in the corner. So all the naming issues are taken care of. Also, as a note, I found out some kind of sad things today while testing. Basically, people were saying that this part right here in the build screen, these containment cells right here, that they didn't work, that they couldn't use them. As you can see, I can use them just fine right now. So I wasn't sure what it was, thought it was just some simple system bug. But it turns out that it was actually that every one of my test environments, although I thought I had some good test environments that simulated actual conditions, they had access to some files that I didn't realize they had. It never actually did work, and the way I was going about building these rooms won't work in general. It assumes a file structure that is not actually in place when the game is built, and there's not really much of a way around it. So it's going to take a major rewrite to get this room construction that I had gotten started built and in place. However, that does bring me to the solution that I studied this week, is that it looks like I might be getting into some of the deeper parts of the modding of this game faster than I previously thought. I have some things I'm working on and researching regarding using asset bundles to load in code and objects into the game. And if that all pans out, and it really looks like it will, a lot of the tests have come back positive. There's just a few integration details to get down, but it'll allow me to very easily construct all the objects and make it so that from the very beginning people can construct their own objects. I also dug into some of the deleting errors. If you see here, as I delete these things, there's no longer the weird wedge shapes. Now normally I would push all these out as another release, or a patch once I get a patching system in place. However, it's such minor things and there's so little to do in the game anyways, that I figured I'd wait on pushing out until there's a little bit more substance to this patch and release. And I'd like to have more fixed in regards to interceptions and events before I make another push out. So I'll probably hold off and combine these fixes with my fixes for next week. At least that's my thought right now. You can feel free to comment and tell me if you think I should release it anyway. But I think that it'll be just fine waiting for next week when I get a few other fixes in place. Also as a note, the SCP Tumblr actually mentioned us today, and that was pretty exciting. And that's the first bit of the outreach that we've gotten done. I've had a few issues getting together all of the various paperwork I need to contact press, but I believe I've gotten that all settled this week, so next week will actually be my major press push, trying to contact people, get some excitement going. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed the demo, and at least the game as far as it was to that point, and I'll catch you next week.